to my channel. So of course I got another story time for y'all because it's Thursday. Before we get into it, I know you guys want my co-stepsister part 4. I know, I get it, girl. Like, I get it. I got you. It's coming. But like I said, good things are worth waiting for, okay? So I get it. Just wait for a second, okay? As usual, before we get started, today's glamour shot of the day is my beautiful Glamazon, Miss Bree. You look amazing. Thank you so much for being one of my beautiful, amazing, super appreciated Glamazons. I could not do this without you. Your love and support means the entire world to me. Now let's get into the video. So before we get into the story, here's a little backstory, okay? So my mom has always been really strict, as you guys know. I know I talk about her a lot, but she has a lot to do with the stories from when I was in high school. She always interjected because she was always up in my shit, okay? No offense, Mama, I love you. So even though my mom was super, super strict, there was one thing that she wasn't strict about, and that was like self-expression, as far as like tattoos and piercings, and she was really supportive in us expressing ourselves that way. She was never judgmental when it came to that. Like, I feel like that was so cool of her because she let me get my belly button pierced when I was 15, and she let me get my first tattoo when I was 16, and my brother was actually doing tattoos at the time, so my brother gave me my first tattoo. My mom allowed us to be like super expressive in that way. So that summer before my sophomore year, my mom let me get my belly button pierced, okay? I had gotten my belly button pierced toward the end of the summer, like right before school started. I was still in the healing process, and I was very concerned about it. I was constantly cleaning it. I didn't want no fucking infected belly button. So I decided to take this elective of gymnastics. I felt like it would be a really, really easy A. I was really excited about having gymnastics. So this was my second year at this school, so I already knew people. I had friends that I had from the previous year, and with that came enemies that I had from the previous year, okay? I go to this gymnastics class and I'm really excited. I have 2 of my friends that have the same class, so we're all chilling, right? I remember this young girl, and she was a freshman at the time, and of course in high school, the minute you see freshmen, you think fresh meat, and like, oh my god, they're so little. Even though they're not that much younger than you, I just looked at her and was like, oh my god, she's a freshman. Really sweet, really quiet girl, and she just kind of chilled with us and didn't really say much, and so whatever, like, we just let her chill, you know? That class was so fucking easy, you guys. Like, we would like tumble across mats, we would come up with dance routines and shit. Like, it was a very, very easy class. I had just gotten my belly button pierced, and when you get your belly button pierced, your skin is trying to react to a foreign object that's been placed into your body. And it goes through this healing process, and everyone's healing process is a little bit different. Mine, I had a small little bubble that was around piercing area of my belly button, and it was just a small little bubble. It's super normal, and it's just the way that my body was trying to heal itself, and it was sending a bunch of blood there because it thought that I got injured. Like, this got super scientific for no fucking reason. So we go to gymnastics one day, and we got a new coach. She was a fucking terror. Like, she was a bitch. She was so strict, and all of a sudden we were having to do like some crazy ass gymnastics shit. She's trying to whip us into shape. So that day we were practicing on bar. We had to grab onto the bar and flip, but we had to flip in a very uniform, structured way. You can't just like flip your body and it be cool. She wanted us to flip, be able to kind of hold ourselves all the way through, and then make a really good landing. So that's what we were trying to do. So I had gotten onto the bar, okay, and you try to flip yourself. So when you flip yourself, it kind of, the bar lands right about here, right? So I was like, oh shit, like, it's gonna press on my piercing. And I was very like, oh my god, I just got my belly button pierced. Like, that's all I was talking about. I was very excited about it. So I kind of tried to maneuver my way around it, and then I got through most of the class, and we had our gym uniforms on. So it was just like a basic white t-shirt with some shorts. All of a sudden, my friend was like, girl, you're bleeding. And I was like, oh fuck. So I looked down, and there was like this small little patch of blood right in front of my shirt. That little blood clot thing had popped, and because I had pushed on it from the bar, so it had popped and I started bleeding. I don't get like weird about blood. I didn't fucking freak out. I knew exactly what it was. My mom had already warned me about this. It happens, okay. So I went to the water fountain. I kind of cleaned myself off. No big deal. I didn't bleed for the rest of the day. We cool, right? The next day came around, and it was a Friday, and everything was fine. and I was just chilling with my friends. Lunch came around and I was chilling with my boyfriend at the time and a few of my friends at lunch, okay? And we were just chilling, minding our own business, and then my friend, we'll call her Linda. Linda came over to me and she was like my really good friend. I had known her since freshman year. She was like my OG friend. I loved her to death, and she came to me and she was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, why? And she was like, girl, I heard that some bitch in gymnastics class whooped your ass and pulled out your belly button ring. Bitch, where? Where the fuck is this coming from? So like, I was very reactive. I was a very reactive person in high school. Freshman year, I really wasn't, but this year, I was just like, I'm done with everybody's shit. I'm not about to let nobody say nothing about me. Fuck all y'all. Who the fuck said it? And she said, we'll call her Mandy, okay? And she was like, that little chick, Mandy. And I was like, Mandy? Who the fuck is Mandy? And I legit had to sit there and be like, who the fuck is Mandy? And one of my friends at the table was like, girl, that's that little quiet girl, that little freshman that's in our gymnastics class. Her name is Mandy. No. That little bitch? What the fuck? There's no way that she fucking came up with that shit. She was such a quiet, like, timid, she looked like a little girl. Like, I decided, I was like, okay, this has to be a misunderstanding. There's no fucking way. Like, you would never expect this from this person. So I was like, this has to be a fucking misunderstanding. Like, there's no way that it was her. So I found her in the lunchroom and she was sitting with her little friends, and I went up to her and I was very calm, you guys, okay? I shit you not. I swear on everything. I was very calm. And I sat down and I was like, hey, Mandy, how are you doing? The whole time I was like, this bitch didn't. Like, there's no way. We had a really good conversation. And I was like, did you tell people that we got into a fight in class and that you pulled out my belly button ring? And she was like, no? What are you talking about? Great actress. A1. Like, amazing. Deserve an Emmy for that fucking shit. Like, that's what I thought. I was like, I knew that it couldn't have been you. I was like, that just doesn't sound like you. I was like, but I just wanted to make sure you and I were cool. And she was like, yeah, we're cool. So everything was fine. Everything was good. I went back to my table and I looked at Linda and I was like, I don't know what the fuck you heard, but that little girl said that she didn't say nothing. I was like, and she's so quiet and so nice. I kind of brushed it off as like a miscommunication or what the fuck ever, and I was like, I at least went to the source and I handled it, okay? No girl, it ain't that simple. Monday comes around, the whole weekend goes by, and Monday comes around. So we go to lunch and we're chilling again in the lunchroom, okay? Everything's fine. So I was sitting at this table and I had my boyfriend to my right and the rest of my friends, and they were like round tables, right? And I just heard someone say, oh shit. And I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? So I looked up, saw like a mini crowd coming through the lunchroom, just like a bunch of fucking people. And then I heard a really angry person, and like I heard this girl screaming, and she was like, no, I'ma go talk to that bitch. I'ma go fuck her up. We're about to have a problem, blah, 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 right? So I was like, ooh, who's about to fight? Like, what happened? Let me get my popcorn, hold on. The crowd keeps getting closer and closer to my fucking table. So I was like looking around like, who the fuck is about to fight? So she comes through, never met this girl a day in my life, never said a word to this girl, could not have told you who the fuck she was in a million years. Sure enough, she came to the table and she was like, are you Nikki? And I was like, yeah. I'm sorry. Who are you? And she was like, you don't need to know who the fuck I am. She was like, I heard that you came up to my little sister yesterday and started threatening her and telling her that you were gonna whoop her ass. She was like, so I just wanted to know if we got a problem. And I was like, who's your sister? Mandy. And I was like, okay. So everybody's around her, okay? Everybody's starting to crowd around our table and everybody is like talking, right? And they start hyping her up. Oh, beat her ass. She talked about your sister. Beat her ass. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm going to end up having to fight over this shit. Over fucking what? And I remember my boyfriend sitting next to me. And he was like, babe. He was like, do not get up. Like, don't get up. Because I got into trouble my freshman year for fighting. I was trying not to get in trouble, okay? So my boyfriend was like, just stay seated. If you stay seated, they can't do shit to you. They can't suspend you. They can't do nothing. So he's talking to me, and my friends, all of my friends were like, who the fuck is this bitch? So everyone's talking, okay? So everyone's hyping her up, and I was like trying to stay calm, okay? And I was like, look, I said, I don't fucking know you. And so anytime I would say something, she'd be like, so the fuck what? I know you. So like she wouldn't like let me talk, and I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut up. I stayed seated, y'all. And all of a sudden, I just started talking really fucking fast. I just remember shit coming out of my mouth so fucking fast without me even taking a breath, y'all. I was so mad. Bitch, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Your little sister must be lying to you. Someone said that she tried to fight me in gymnastics and pulled out my belly button ring, so I showed her again. God, I was flashing a lot of people. I didn't really believe that it was your sister because, as you and I both know, your sister's quiet as fuck. So I went over there and I asked her if that was true, and she said no. I was like, I did not threaten to whoop her ass, because if I wanted to whoop her ass, I would have whooped her ass when I had the chance, now wouldn't I? And she just stood there. She was like, bitch, fuck you. And I was like, oh. This set her the fuck off. So I got real mad. She's like, bitch, fuck you. Like, she's cussing me out or whatever. And I was like, okay, and what? I already told you what the deal was. I already told you what happened. So if you still want to have a fucking problem, let's have a problem. All of a sudden, her little ugly ass friend comes out of the crowd and was like, if you ain't gonna whoop her ass, I will. This bitch tried to fucking climb on the table. Okay. I guess she was trying to like get over to me, but instead of going around the table, she decided to climb her funky ass on the table. So I was like, oh, you think you gonna scare somebody? Oh, that's cute. I may or may not have reached out and grabbed her hair, because I was like, bitch, here, let me help you get over here. Here, let me fucking help you get over here a little bit faster. You're not about to deal with this shit for another year. The fucking girls that went to that school fucking sucked ass. I got so mad at the fact that, one, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Two, this don't have shit to do with you. And three, you obviously looking for a fucking fight. So you looking for a fight, I have no problem giving that shit to you. I grabbed her and I pulled her for a split second. My boyfriend jumped up, my friends jumped up, they grabbed my arm and they pulled me off of her, okay? She was talking so much shit, y'all. Like, there's only so much a person can take. Like, she was talking so much shit. You ugly bitch, blah, blah, blah. I let her go. Her little bun was all fucking lopsided because I grabbed her hair. So she acts like she's trying to get over to me. People are trying to hold her back, and the whole time I'm just sitting there like, let her come through, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, mom, I'm gonna have to get in trouble because these bitches are trying me. Like, all of this over a fucking bullshit ass lie that I have to defend myself because I'm in fucking high school. Like, I had like little security guards at the fucking school. They finally decide to get into it, and they take me, her, and the other girl to the office, okay? And the whole time I fucking stayed seated. Principal decided to take us all into his fucking office and make us talk it out, and then called our parents. So I was honest with the principal, and I was like, look, this is gonna sound really ridiculous. I was like, because it is. I said, I have a class with her little sister. I just got my belly button pierced. So I told him the whole fucking thing, okay? Now this is my principal, and he's just looking at me like, okay, and, okay, and, okay, and. And so I looked at him and I was like, that's it. Like, I know that you're expecting some kind of like problem, but there wasn't a problem until these two came at me today. So he'd call my mom, okay? Now, I was so sure about my actions that I just wasn't afraid to tell my mom. Like, I feel like my mom is a very rational person, especially when it comes to shit like this, like me fighting, because she was always just like, you better not start those fucking fights. Like, I don't want you starting fights, but you better finish them. Like, my mom was just very much like, I know how bitches can be, okay? So he called my mom, and he put my mom on speakerphone, and I was like, whoop, that's the wrong move. Don't put my mom on speakerphone. You know, Miss So-and-so, I have your daughter here in my office, and I just hear my mom like sigh really hard. We got into an altercation with two other little girls, and she pulled this girl's hair, and now she's going to be suspended for that. Mom stayed quiet for like a good 5 seconds and said, okay, but what did those girls do to my daughter? And he said, well, it seems as though they came up to her both in the lunchroom, and they surrounded her table, and one of them started climbing across the table, and that's when your daughter proceeded to pull her hair. And okay, so did they fight? And he goes, well, no, it actually didn't get that far. He was like, your daughter stayed seated the whole time. And that was like the wrong fucking thing to tell my mom. My mom got quiet and said, sir, are you calling me at my job to tell me that my daughter didn't get into a fight? And I was like, the principal said, all of you go wait out in the waiting room for me. 10 minutes went by and the principal came out. He sent the two other girls back to class, and he said, you guys are going to be suspended for the next 3 days. But he said, Nikki, you stay here. I need to talk to you. And I was like, okay. So he sent the other girls back to class, and then they were going to be suspended for like the rest of the week. I was like, oh shit, like my suspension is going to be so much longer. Like, fuck. I was like, all right, sir, like I'm suspended. Like, I know, okay, what? Like, I don't want to talk about this shit no more. Like, I'm so mad, I just want to go home. He was like, you're not suspended. I'm going to allow you to continue to come to school. You won't be suspended, but please stay out of future fights and altercations with other girls. I don't want to hear about you getting in trouble. I don't want to hear anything about you going forward. Understand? And I was like, so all of this stemmed from a fucking rumor that a little girl made up saying that she whooped my ass in gymnastics class and ripped out my belly button ring. And because people saw me bleeding, they thought that shit was true. And it started spreading like wildfire. And I was like, so that is the story about the time that I got my belly button ring ripped out, apparently. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. This was definitely a stupid fucking thing for me to be involved in. This is why I hated high school. I didn't hate high school. I hated that high school. I feel like it was just like the most ridiculous bitches went to that high school. Let me know your thoughts down below of any times that you have had stupid fucking rumors told about you that you had to defend yourself and it just like fucking came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't know this little girl. I didn't know her sister. I didn't know her sister's fucking ugly ass friend. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to be notified of all of my new videos coming out, especially story times that are up on my channel every single Thursday. Thank you guys so much for checking out my videos. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.